Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time we're diving into something a little different.
Yeah, a little mysterious.
You guys chose this one. It's synchronicity.
Those weird little coincidences that feel like they're more than just chance. You know what I mean?
Exactly, like almost too perfect to be random. And
Yeah.
you guys sent some amazing material on this.
Yeah, we've got some Jung.
Oh, yeah.
We're going deep into the subconscious, even like the idea of the universe sending us messages.
Okay, so much to unpack here, but by the end of this deep dive, you'll understand
Hopefully.
what synchronicity is, but
Mm-hmm.
also like how you're maybe experiencing it already and what it could even mean for your life.
Yeah.
So where do we even begin?
Yeah, well,
What is synchronicity?
like, what are we even talking about when we say that word?
Right.
It's one of those words that gets thrown around, but defining it can be kind of tricky.
For sure.
So the source material we have starts with Carl Jung,
Okay.
the famous psychologist.
Yeah.
He called synchronicity meaningful coincidence. It's when events align in a way that has meaning for you, but not because one caused the other.
Okay.
Like you're struggling with a decision and then bam, a song on the radio seems to speak directly to your situation.
Right. Okay, that classic example, like you're thinking about a friend you haven't seen in forever,
Yeah,
and suddenly they call.
totally.
But the source you sent goes deeper than just those everyday coincidences, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the coolest things it explores is that synchronicities,
Yeah.
they often reflect our inner world, our thoughts, desires, even our subconscious fears.
Really?
Yeah, it's like our mind is acting as a magnet,
Oh.
drawing in experiences that resonate with what's going on internally.
Okay, now that is a little mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But doesn't that suggest then that we're responsible for everything that happens to us? Good or bad? Like if my thoughts are so powerful, what if I'm attracting negativity without even realizing it?
That's a great question. And it's something the source material really doesn't oversimplify. It's not about blame,
Right.
but it is about recognizing patterns and choices. We get to choose what we focus on, right?
Yeah.
And the concept of the subconscious is so important here.
Okay.
It's processing so much information, memories, feelings,
Yeah.
all beneath the surface.
Right.
So sometimes synchronicities can be like our subconscious trying to communicate with us.
Oh, so it's not always about consciously like manifesting things or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes it's more like our deeper self is sending up a flare through these weird coincidences.
Exactly. And that's why synchronicities can feel so significant,
Yeah.
especially when we're at a crossroads in life.
Okay.
It's like they're offering guidance, even if we don't always understand it right away.
Yeah. The source gives the example of seeing recurring symbols or numbers
Yeah,
when you're facing a tough decision.
totally.
Has that ever happened to you where a certain number or an image just seems to pop up everywhere right when you needed a nudge?
Yeah.
Like, what's that all about?
Yeah. It's like a little wink from the universe, you know?
Yeah.
But how do we know if it's really a sign or just our minds playing tricks?
Right. Not every coincidence is deeply meaningful, is it?
I mean, I think that's a good question to ask.
Yeah. How do we tell the difference?
Yeah, I mean, not every coincidence is deeply meaningful, Rob.
Exactly like my coffee machine breaking this morning.
Right.
Probably not a message from the cosmos.
Probably not.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, seriously, how do we tell the difference?
Well, the source emphasizes that true synchronicity often comes with a strong feeling, a gut, knowing that this is more than just random chance.
Yeah.
It resonates with you on a deeper level.
Okay, I get that. But what about those of us who haven't quite mastered the whole intuition thing?
Yeah.
Any advice for like tuning into that inner voice?
Well, the source suggests that mindfulness practices can be incredibly helpful.
Yep.
Things like meditation,
Right.
or even just taking quiet moments to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It's like training your inner compass to become more sensitive.
So clearing out the mental clutter.
Yeah,
So those subtle messages can get through. I like that.
exactly.
The source also mentions journaling,
Oh, yeah.
which I'm a big fan of.
Me too. It's a great way to track those synchronicities over time.
Okay.
Just jotting down those weird coincidences,
Yeah.
those moments that make you go, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You might start to see patterns emerge that you wouldn't have noticed otherwise.
Okay. I'm grabbing my journal as we speak.
Good.
But here's something that caught my attention in the source material.
Yeah.
It talks about being open to new experiences as a way to invite synchronicity into our lives. How does that work?
Well, think about it when we're stuck in a rut.
Right.
Doing the same things day in and day out, we're less likely to encounter anything out of the ordinary, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
But when we step outside our comfort zone,
Okay.
when we embrace the unknown, We create space for those unexpected encounters.
Right.
Those serendipitous moments.
So saying yes more often.
Yeah.
Trying new things.
Yeah.
Basically shaking things up a bit.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of curiosity and adventure and a willingness to trust that the universe has our back, even if we don't always see the bigger picture right away.
But that could be tough, though, can't it?
Yeah.
Like trusting the process.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when things feel messy or confusing.
For sure. And that's where intuition comes in again. Learning to listen to that inner voice, that gut feeling, can help us navigate those uncertain times.
So we talked earlier about telling the difference between a simple coincidence and a truly meaningful synchronicity.
Yeah.
It sounds like tuning into our intuition is a big part of that.
Right.
But how do we know if we're really picking up on something real?
Yeah.
Or just projecting our own desires onto random events?
That's such a good question. And that's where paying attention to how you feel is key.
Yeah.
The source says that a genuine synchronicity will resonate with you on a deeper level. It might give you chills or spark a sense of wonder or just feel undeniably significant.
Right.
It's not just your mind noticing a pattern.
Yeah.
It's your whole being responding.
I think a lot of us have felt that even if we didn't have a name for it.
Totally.
It's a powerful feeling. But sometimes, even when we sense that a synchronicity is meaningful, figuring out what it means can feel like deciphering a secret code.
Oh, for sure.
Any tips on cracking that code?
Well, the source suggests paying close attention to the context.
Okay.
What were you thinking about or feeling just before the synchronicity occurred?
Right.
How does it relate to your current challenges or goals or desires? Sometimes it's about connecting the dots between the external event and our internal world.
So it's like the universe is dropping clues.
Yeah.
And we have to piece them together like detectives.
Exactly. And sometimes it takes time for the full meaning to reveal itself. We might not understand the significance of a synchronicity right away.
Right.
But looking back, we can often see how it fit into the bigger picture of our lives.
Patience grasshopper.
Exactly.
So let's say we're starting to notice these synchronicities more often.
Yeah.
We're journaling, reflecting, paying attention to our intuition.
Yeah.
What's next? How do we actually integrate these insights into our lives and use them to create positive change?
Well, that's where things get really interesting and where we move from observation to action. But I think that's a perfect place to pause and recharge.
Okay.
Before we delve into that in part 3 of our deep dive.
Okay, so we're back, ready to unlock the next level of synchronicity.
Let's do it.
So how do we move beyond just noticing these meaningful coincidences to actually using them to transform our lives?
Okay, so the source material dives into some powerful practices that can help us do just that.
Okay.
And one of the most important is this concept of living with intention.
Living with intention. Okay, I've heard that before, but I'm not going to lie, it's a bit fuzzy for me.
Sure.
What does that actually look like?
So living with intention, it means being really conscious of your thoughts, your actions, even your words.
Right.
It's about aligning those things with your deepest values and goals. When you focus on what you truly desire, you create this powerful, energetic pull that attracts synchronicities to support you.
So instead of just letting life happen to us, we're actively shaping our reality by setting clear intentions.
Exactly. The source even talks about our thoughts being like magnets.
Okay.
When we fixate on what we want, we attract experiences that match that energy.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
But how do we actually go about setting those intentions?
It can be really simple. Just taking a few minutes each morning to visualize what you want to create in your life.
Right.
Or writing down your goals and aspirations.
Okay.
The key is to infuse those intentions with positive energy and emotion.
So it's not just a mental exercise. It's about feeling those intentions in our hearts.
Absolutely. The source talks about how important positive states of mind are.
Yeah.
Things like gratitude, joy.
Right.
When we cultivate those feelings, we open ourselves up to receive more of the same.
It's like we're tuning into a higher frequency where those synchronicities are stronger or more readily available.
Exactly.
But I'm also wondering, is there a danger of becoming too attached to a specific outcome?
Oh, yeah.
What if the universe has a different plan?
That's such a good point. And the source does touch on that.
Okay.
Sometimes in our eagerness to control the outcome, we block the flow of synchronicity. There's a real art to finding that balance between taking action and surrendering to a higher plan.
So it's like we can set the intention, visualize it, feel it,
Right.
But then we have to let go and trust the process.
Exactly. And that can be tough.
That can be really tough, yeah.
Oh, it can be, but that's where that trust in the universe or something bigger than ourselves comes in.
Right. And that brings us right back to that idea of interconnectedness we were talking about earlier.
Totally.
All of these synchronicities are pointing to the fact that we're part of something so much bigger than just ourselves.
Exactly. It means that our thoughts and actions have ripple effects beyond what we can immediately see or understand.
Right.
We're all influencing each other, and the universe is constantly responding to our collective energy.
Wow. That is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly inspiring.
Right.
To think that we each have the power to create positive change, not just in our own lives, but in the world around us.
Yeah, totally.
So as we wrap up this deep dive on synchronicity,
Yeah.
what would you say to our listener who's now more aware of this and wants to explore it further?
I would say keep your mind open.
Okay.
Your heart receptive and your sense of wonder alive. The universe is always whispering to you. It's just a matter of tuning in and paying attention.
Beautifully said, and on that note, we'll leave you to ponder those whispers and see what synchronicities unfold in your life. Until next time.